Disclaimer: this is an imaginary story. Please don't relate it with any idol or any other person. It's nothing related to anyone's life. It's pure work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. Whatever pics are shown in this story, they all have been taken from Google and Pinterest. The credit for them goes to their real owner. Storyline and voice are mine, so please don't copy that. The main mansion echoed with chaos in this early morning, just like every household. Voice overlapped, footsteps rushed across marble floors, and in the middle of it all, one man ran from one corner of the house to another, juggling 100 things at once. The man was Min Jimin, husband of richest and powerful mafia Min Jungi. He was spinning like a whirlwind between his husband and son's endless demands. He barely had a time to breathe. Cook from the dining room shouting, "Mama, my breakfast! I'm getting late for school!" Jimin from the kitchen loudly, "Coming!" Hyungi from the room, "Jimin, I can't find my files. Where did you keep them?" Jimin yelling back while flipping a pen, "Second drawer of the side table. Check properly." Cook, "Mama, my breakfast!" Jimin, "It's almost ready. Just a few minutes. Till then, check your school bag again. Make sure you didn't forget anything." Hyungi, "Jimin!" Cook, "Mama!" Jimin, pressing his fingers to his forehead as he started at the sizzling pan. Both father and son, exactly the same. Both became blind when it comes to find things. Hyungi, irritated, "Jimin, I still can't find my files. How many times have I told you not to touch my things?" Cook, "Mama, I can't find my new socks. Where did you keep them? I told you to not touch my things." Jimin, losing patience, "Cookie, check the laundry basket. You are the one who brought your clothes yesterday. And Jungi, the file is in the second drawer. Look properly." Jungi, "I already checked. It's not there." Cook, "My socks aren't there." Jimin, snapping, "Everything is exactly where it should be. If I came there and find it myself, you both are in trouble. I'm coming." He quickly arranged breakfast on the tray and rushed out, but accidentally touched a hot utensil. A sharp burn shot through his fingers, but he didn't even stop. He didn't have time to care about his burnt hand. As he entered the dining room with a breakfast tray, his eyes widened. The table was a complete mess. Clothes, books, random things, everything scattered. Jimin, placing the tray down, "What's this? What have you done to the dining table?" Cook, innocently, "What? What did I do?" Jimin, "What did you do? Can't you see the mess?" Cook, defensive, "I'm not doing this for fun. I can't find my socks. You must have misplaced them." Jimin, lightly hitting his head, "I misplaced them? Or you just don't see properly? I told you they are in the laundry basket, so why are you searching here?" Cook, "This is the laundry basket." Showed him it. "Look, here aren't any socks." Jimin looked up at the ceiling in disbelief. "Oh God, what am I supposed to do with this boy? He is grown up, but when will his brain catch up?" Cook, showing the basket, "See, my socks aren't here. Why are you looking up and mumbling?" Jimin, of course they aren't in it. This is the laundry basket for dirty clothes. I clearly said I washed your socks yesterday and you placed them in the clean basket, stormed out and returned within seconds holding the socks. Here, I found them. Without me, you can't do a single thing. Cook sheepishly smiled. Oh, you should have said clearly that they were in the clean basket. This is your fault, not mine. Jimin, picking up the mess. Of course, it's my fault. I asked you to do one thing and you turned the whole house upside down. Now, who is going to clean this? Cook, I will do it. Jimin, no need. Just eat your breakfast and go. You have already helped enough for today. Jungi shouted from upstairs. Jimin! Jimin, muttering, you and your dad both are same. Shouting back, coming! Turned back to Cook. Finish your breakfast quickly, Min Jongkook. Stop troubling me or you will miss your school bus again. Walking towards the room. This man can't do anything by himself. I wonder how he managed his mafia world. Jimin entered the room and froze at his place to see the room's condition. Clothes everywhere, drawers pulled out, the entire wardrobe turned upside down, and in the middle of it stood Min Jungi. Jimin, shocked. What have you done to the room? Jungi, mad. I'm just looking for my files. You know how important today's meeting is. Running a business isn't as easy as managing a house, sitting comfortably in AC. Jimin, oh really? Managing a house is that easy? Jungi, shrugging. Of course. What is there to do? You only have to cook for 2 and 3/4 people and take care of them. That's it. There is no hard work. Jimin, narrowing his eyebrows. That's it? And who the hell is 2 and 3/4 people? As far as I know, we have 4 members family. Yungi, dead serious. No, we have 2 and 3/4 people. Two are us, half is Cookie, and a quarter is Mimi. You can't count them as 2 whole members. Jimin stared at him in disbelief. He made our children 3/4. Don't know what will he do next, said in mind. Yungi snapped his fingers in front of his eyes. Where did you lost? Here I'm not able to find my important files and you are lost in your thoughts. Jimin, when I said the file is in the side table's second drawer, why were you searching in the wardrobe? Yungi, I checked. It's not there. Showed the empty drawer. Look. Yungi signed and walked away. Both dad and son are the same. First they couldn't see properly, then started blaming. Pulling out the Yungi's side table's drawer. Look, here is a file. Picking up the file. Instead of shouting and blaming others, at least take a look at it properly. Yungi taking the file. You should have specified that it was on my sides. That's your mistake. Jimin, oh really? I said side table drawer. Couldn't you check both? I didn't say it was in the wardrobe, yet you destroyed it. I just organized it yesterday. Yungi, casually. You can organize it again. It's not like you have anything else to do all day except sitting idle and watching TV. Jimin, yeah, I just watch TV all day. You do all the housework. Yungi, oh please, there is no work to be done at home. I do the real work, due to which our house is running. Money is more needed to run the house. Anyone can manage a house, even a small child. There is no stress, no rocket science needed. Jimin hit it harder. Yeah, right. Jungi's words hit him harder. He was hurt but didn't express it. He didn't reply him. It wasn't like he didn't have any answer to give him, but he didn't want to drag this matter when he already knew he would get nothing except a headache. He didn't want to spoil Jungi's mood by arguing. He always lied away this type of words. He didn't even have time to express his anger, and his this sliding away habit encouraged Jungi to use these type of words repeatedly. He never bothered about the choice of his words because he had no idea how much his words could hurt Jimin. Sometimes we unknowingly use such words which can hurt the people in front of us, but we aren't aware of it because we never thought about it. The exactly happened to Yunki. He didn't understand, and Jimin shrugged it off because he didn't want an argument. He picked up Yungi's mobile, wallet, coat, and handed them over while dressing him. Jimin, here, your essentials. I know you wouldn't find them yourself. Come downstairs quickly, breakfast is ready, and if by chance you get late, that will be my fault too. He turned to leave, but suddenly Yugi grabbed his wrist and pulled him back. Jimin stumbled forward, falling against his chest, their face inches apart. For a second, Jimin's breath hit. His eyes slowly closed, thinking Jungi was going to kiss him, but Jungi, confused, why did you close your eyes? Jimin blinked them open. Huh? Jungi lifted his tie and showed to him. Who's going to tie this? Jimin face palmed himself. When they were newly married, this type of romantic moments were normal in between them, but now everything was slowly faded. He quickly tied the knot and walked away. He came downstairs just to see Cookie had already left his breakfast halfway. He forced him to finish it. Cook again missed his school bus. Eventually, Jungi left to drop him off before heading to work. The moment the door closed, Jimin finally exhaled. He collapsed onto the couch, leaning his head back, closing his eyes, feeling this peace and silence atmosphere. But his peace lasted only for a few moments. Soon a soft cry echoed through the house. Jimin opened his eyes. Mimi? Jimin ran into Cook's room and saw his 2-year-old daughter crying on the floor. She had fallen off the bed again, but the entire floor was covered with thick mattress, so she hadn't gotten hurt. This wasn't the first time she had fallen while sleeping. She always did. This time she had fallen along with a big bloater onto the mattress, which Cook had carefully placed back in position after getting up. Jimin quickly went to her and picked her up in his arms. Her eyes were still closed and she was crying loudly. Jimin, while rocking her in the room, "Oh, Mimi, why are you crying? Look, Mama is here. Open your eyes." Mimi in cute broken language.
Mimi eyes no open. Mimi eyes sticky sticky.
Jimin smiling. Oh, so Mimi's eyes won't open? That's okay. Mama will quickly open Mimi's eyes. Gently kissed her eyes and she opened them. Mimi looking at Jimin,
Mama, good.
greeting him. Jimin gently tapped her tiny nose. Good morning. She smiled brightly, but then saw her yellow blister on the floor mattress and started crying again. Mimi,
Ah,
Jimin, now what happened? Why are you crying? Mimi,
Mimi pillow hurt. Mimi pillow cry. Mimi cry.
Jimin, oh, so Mama will stop Mimi's pillow from crying? He picked up the yellow bolster, placed it on the bed, and started petting it. Mimi hugged the bolster. Mimi
Mimi huggy, Mimi pillow. Mimi pillow no cry.
kissed it,
Good, Mimi pillow.
wishing it good morning. Jimin smiling. Now let's go. Get ready, Mimi. And make you a pretty princess. Mimi excited.
Let's go, batty time.
Jimin picked up the overexcited Mimi and went to the washroom to get her ready, who couldn't stop talking and greeting all the things. Good morning. Time skipped after some times. Jimin got Mimi ready, fed her, and then ate himself. Mimi was a very energetic girl, exactly his little version, where Yoongi and Cookie were alike and always increased Jimin's workload. Mimi was Jimin's only support. Yes, she did ended up adding to his work sometimes, but Jimin was still happy seeing that at least his daughter thought about helping him. Mimi, while helping Jimin set the wardrobe,
Dada cuckoo bad. Dada cuckoo trouble mama. Mimi no like. Mimi beat. Dada cuckoo.
said by throwing the broom. Jimin smiling. Aiko, my daughter is so smart. Boys are always careless. You don't need to get so angry. Mimi,
Mimi angry. Mama angry too.
Jimin, if Mama gets angry too, then who will do the work? Someone has to be sensible. Come on, leave the anger now and help Mama. Took the broom from her hand. Go and bring those files. Mimi,
Good girl. Mimi help mama. Mimi no bad cuckoo bad dada.
and with that, the two of them went back to fixing the wardrobe. While doing household chores, they didn't even realize when the day turned into night. Time skipped at night. Chungi hadn't come home yet. Cookie and Mimi had gone to a party. Jimin was busy when Jungi arrived and hugged him from behind. Jimin got startled for a moment, then realized it was Jungi. Jungi wrapping his arms around Jimin's waist and placing his head on his shoulder. What are you doing? Jimin preparing for the morning. Jungi, do you only see the kitchen 24 hours a day? You know there are many other places in this house beside this kitchen. Jimin, those places are no use to me, Mr. Husband. Early in the morning, my husband and son have so many food demands. One doesn't like this, the other doesn't like that. So I have to prepare everything now. Jungi, leave everything and focus on me. Jimin, What suddenly happened to you? Yoongi, kissing his earlobe. Are the kids asleep? Jimin, feeling butterflies. No. Yoongi, strange. Even with the kids at home, it's so quiet. Jimin, they have gone to Hyang's house. Hyang planned a movie night for TT, so Cookie and Mimi were invited too. Yoongi, pulling back slightly. Oh, so they will be back soon. Jimin, well, Hyang called. He said the kids will stay there tonight. Yoongi, smiling, lifting Jimin into his arms like a koala. Then, why are you wasting time? He captured Jimin's lips in a without breaking the. He carried Jimin in their room and laid him on the bed, but just as he leaned in again, he pulled away. Yoongi, you smell like a spices. Jimin, really? He smelled his shoulder. You are right. Yoongi kissed his forehead. There was a time when you smelled like a lavender, and I would be drawn to your scent. Now you smell like spices. Laughed, rubbing his nose against Jimin's. Jimin, that's the difference between a boyfriend and parent. Wait, I will come back as lavender. Yoongi, leave it. Jimin, I won't take long. It will just take a quick shower. Wait for me. Jimin pushed Yoongi lightly, making him fall onto the bed, then ran to the washroom. Yoongi watched him with a smile. After some time, Jimin came out wearing Yoongi's favorite silk robe. He looked extremely attractive, but the moment he looked at Yoongi, his excitement faded. Yoongi had fallen asleep waiting for him. Jimin, going to him. He fell asleep. What should I do? Wake him up or let him sleep? Sat beside him and traced his hand over Yoongi's face. He looked so tired. I should let him sleep. He must be exhausted after working all day. He gently kissed his forehead and went to get his clothes, looking at himself in the mirror. Jimin, boyfriend, looking at his clothes in his hands. Mama of two kids, shook his head and went to change. It wasn't like there was no love between Yunmin. There was a lot of love, but after so many years of marriage, that love had slowly become limited to just being parents. Neither of them had time for themselves. Their entire time was devoted to their children. Earlier, they used to find time for romance, and now, even when time existed, they didn't have it for each other. Because of it, their romance was slowly fading. Those carefree romantic nights had now turned into peaceful nights. The one who once spent nights lost in each other now felt guilty keeping the other awake for too long. A common reality of married life after kids. Time skipped after a few days. A few days had passed. Today they had to attend a very important business party. As usual, Jimin was busy preparing outfits for everyone and completely forget about himself. Jimin, looking at the outfits. Yoongi's outfit is ready. Cookie's is ready too. Mimi checked her dress. What's this? It's torn here. Such a big hole. How many times have I told Yoongi whenever you buy clothes, check them properly at the store first, but he never listens to me. Now there isn't even enough time to go shopping again for Mimi. Glanced at the wall clock. There is still some time. I will quickly fix it. Yoongi entered the house with his bag. Jimin, what are you doing? Hurry up and get ready. We have to leave for the party. Jimin, I have already kept your outfit ready. You go get dressed. I won't take me long, said while stitching the dress. Yoongi looking around. Where are Cookie and Mimi? Those two always take the longest to get ready. Jimin, Cookie went to give notes to his friends and Mimi went with him. They will be back soon. Don't worry, I have prepared everyone's clothes. Go get ready. Jimin handed Yoongi his outfit and he went to get ready. After some time, Cookie and Mimi returned. Mimi running inside happily.
Mama, Mimi, come home.
Jimin shocked. What happened to you? Looking at Cook. You both went to give notes. Then how did she end up covered in dirt like this? Cook, don't look at me like this. It's not my fault. I just went to the gate to give notes to my friend and in that time she got busy playing with a stray dog. Both of them were rolling on the ground. I somehow managed to bring her back home. She didn't even want to come. From now on, don't ask me to take her anywhere. She's always falling and messing things up. Jimin, shut up. She's your younger sister. You don't talk like that. Looked at Mimi. Mimi, what's this, baby? Didn't Mama tell you to stay with Cook? Then, why were you playing with a stray dog? Mimi,
No fault, Mama. Dungu shat.
Jimin, Dugu. Who is that? Cookie, she named that stray dog Dugu. Mimi, proudly nodding vigorously.
Mimi, she Dungu shat. Mimi, go talkie Dungu. Ground huggy, Mimi. Mimi, she no, but ground no listen. Mimi, no fault. Ground fault. Mama scold the bad ground, not Mimi.
Cookie, see, Mama. She kept making excuses like this whole way home. People were staring at us like we would have done something wrong. It was so embarrassing. Mimi, cupping her cheeks cutely.
Mimi, no parish.
Embarrassed.
Mimi, cute.
Jimin, today is a very important party. Your dad will be get very angry seeing you like this. Yoongi entering, holding his tie. Jimin looked at Mimi, eyes widening. What happened to her now? Jimin, she fell on the way. Yoongi, certainly. Mimi, what have you made yourself? We have to leave for the party soon and Jimin stepping in front, Mimi hiding behind him. She's just a child, don't be mad. Yoongi, angry. Are you serious? You know how important this meeting is for us, yet you are taking this so lightly because of your leniency. She had spoiled enough. She has become so mischievous. Move aside, let me handle her. Jimin, don't spoil your mood. You can scold her later. Right now, the party is more important. Do one thing. You go ahead with Cook. I will bring Mimi and join you soon. My car is back from the garage. Yoongi, no, we will go together. How will you drive alone with her? Jimin, that's my headache. Handed Cookie his outfit. Go get ready quickly. With that, Yoongi and Cookie left for the party. Jimin bathed Mimi and got her ready. The entire house was gotten dirty, muddy footprints everywhere. Jimin couldn't leave the house in that condition, so he cleaned everything first. By then, Yoongi and Cookie had already reached the party and kept calling him repeatedly. Jimin got ready in a hurry. He didn't wear the outfit Yoongi had brought for him. First, he didn't have time to style it, and second, it would have been difficult to handle Mimi in such heavy clothing. So he wore something casual. He quickly picked Mimi's bag and left for the party with her. Jimin entered the party with Mimi. Everyone's eyes were on her. She looked like a little princess. Mimi was extremely happy as people came to take selfies with her. She had always been the center of attention. Jimin smiled, seeing her so happy. Yoongi was busy with his business partner, and Cook was with their kids. As Yoongi's here, he already knew most of people here. Yoongi was introducing Cook to his partner. Yoongi, Mr. Lee, meet my son Min Jong-kook. Cook, bowing 90 degree. Hello uncle, hello aunt. Mr. Lee, hello. Mr. King, your son is so grown up and handsome. He is already almost at your shoulder height. Yoongi, smiling, thank you. Mrs. Lee, by the way, where is our queen? I have heard he is very beautiful. Won't you introduce us? Yoongi, he is on the way. You will meet him in a few minutes. Mimi, running to Yoongi.
Dada, dada, Mimi, come.
Yoongi lifted her up. Meet my daughter, Mimi. Mr. Lee, wow, your daughter looks like a princess, like a fallen angel. Mrs. Lee, touching her cheeks. She is truly beautiful. Mimi, smiling proudly.
Mimi, pretty. Mimi, mama, pretty mole.
Stretching her arms wide. Mr. Lee, what did she say? Cook. She said she is this pretty because our mama is even more beautiful. Yoongi. She takes after my husband. She is exactly his carbon copy. Mrs. Lee. So what we heard about your queen being incredibly beautiful isn't wrong then. Yoongi proudly. Of course it's true. My husband is the prettiest in the world. Jimin came there holding Mimi's bag. Sorry, I'm late. Actually, Mrs. Lee looking him up and down. So, this is our queen. Sorry to say, king, but there is nothing queen-like about him. Even my servants look far better than him. At least for a party, one should dress properly. It's a matter of king's respect. Jimin looking straight at them. Excuse me? What do you mean? Mr. Lee. She meant to say you should dress up a little according to the king's status. Looked at Yoongi. Isn't it? Jimin, you cut off. Yoongi, I think if you both mind your own business, then it will be good for you. Now excuse us. Yoongi grabbed Jimin's hand and dragged him to the corner. Cook followed them. Jimin, Yoongi, leave my hand. What are you doing? Yoongi, letting go of his hand. What am I doing or what you are doing? What are you wearing? Do you even look at yourself? Jimin, looking at himself. What's wrong with my outfit? It's good. Yoongi, you are the husband of powerful mafia king Jimin. You aren't an ordinary man. People judge me through you. Look at me. Look at our kids. I look like a king. Cookie looks like a prince. Mimi looks like a princess, and you aren't even worthy to stand beside us. You look worse than a servant. Does the bag Jimin was holding. And what's this? Why do you always carry this bag everywhere? Grabbed Jimin's arm. I clearly told you how important this meeting is. Didn't I? I even brought a special outfit for you. Then why did you wear it? Why did you choose something so simple? What are you trying to prove? That I don't take good care of you? That I'm not good husband? That I don't spend money on my queen? Is that you want everyone to think? Jimin, hissing in pain. Yoongi, it's not like what you think. Yoongi, oh really? I don't understand. Then explain it to me. Today, what is that I'm not understanding? Everyone's eyes on you, and you came dressed like this. You look less like a queen and more like a maid. You own the most expensive clothes and jewelry in the world, yet you walk around like a normal clothes. At home, that's fine, but when you are attending such an important business party, can't you at least dress properly? I have already noticed you always try to bring me down. Did I expect too much from you? Something you couldn't do? There was a time when people admired your beauty and your style, and now they are saying you look like a maid instead of a queen. Is that what you wanted to hear? You know what, Jimin? Today you have embarrassed all of us. You are nothing but an embarrassment to us. Seeing Yoongi's behavior like this, Mimi started crying loudly. Yoongi harshly let go of Jimin's arm, pushed Mimi towards him, and angrily left. Jimin was left stunned by Yoongi's behavior. Mimi clenched to his chest. Jimin looked at Cook, who was no less angry than Yoongi. Jimin touching Cookie's hand. Cookie, yanking his hand away. Don't you dare to touch me. Everyone's mama is so stylish. Only mine looks like a maid. I don't want mama who embarrass me in front of my friends. I hate you. Ran away. Jimin heard whispering. So, you are ashamed of me. A tear fell from his eyes. He quickly wiped it away and without saying anything left the venue with Mimi. Jimin let Mimi down on the bed. She had cried herself to sleep. Then he went and sat on the floor in a corner of the room, leaning against the wall. Yoongi and Cookie's words were still echoing in his mind. Jimin, today I embarrassed both of them. I don't know what's happening to me. Why do I keep doing this again and again? Taking care of the whole house isn't even that big of a deal. It's such an easy job. Taking care of kids is easy too. For my family, I forget my own identity, and today they say they are ashamed of me because I'm not worthy of standing beside them. I look like a servant. Once I looked like a queen, and today the same queen has turned into a maid. Have I really become so worthless looking that they feel ashamed of me? Cookie said he hates me. Everyone else, mama is so stylish, and I look like a maid. Crawled towards the mirror and touched his own reflection. Really? Am I that ugly? Am I truly not worthy of this family? Wiped his tears slightly. They said it himself. Where was the lie in that? Compared to others, I really do look like a maid. What have I ever done that they should respect or feel proud of me? Managing the house, taking care of the family, raising the children, all of this is my duty. Today I have failed both as a husband, as a mama. Does his face? What was I? And what have I become? Because of me, my husband and my son had to face so much embarrassment. Why do I always embarrass them? Why couldn't I become a good husband and a mama? Why have I become so ugly? Jimin wasn't blaming them, he was blaming himself even after they humiliated him so deeply. Instead of being angry at them, he kept blaming himself. He had taken their words to heart and accepted them as truth. The fault wasn't his, it was the way his thinking had changed over the years. From an independent boy, he had turned into a house husband whose mindset had slowly transformed. All these years, he had only blamed himself, no matter whose fault it really was. He never gave importance to his own happiness. He always placed his family's happiness and needs above himself. He forgot his own identity for his family, so self respect was a far bigger thing to lose. Lost in his sorrow, his mind was completely drowned in negativity. In the mirror, he saw himself as a failure. He felt like the ugliest and the most unfortunate person in the world. Just then, two tiny footsteps approached him and someone hugged him tightly. Mimi, wiping his tears,
Mama, no cry.
Jimin looking at her. Mama is very ugly. Don't you feel angry at Mama? Don't you hate Mama? Everyone's mamas are so beautiful, and only your Mama looks like a maid. You should go away from Mama too, like your dad and brother did. Gently pushed her away. Mimi ran back to her and hugged her tightly.
No, Mama, no ugly. Mama, pretty mole. Mimi, Mama best. Mimi love Mama. Mimi no go Mama. Mama Vicky Mimi. Mama Batty Mimi. Mama Mimi pretty princess. Mama tasty food Mimi. Mama pretty house. Mama so working hard. Mimi tired. Mama no tired. Dada cuckoo bad. No Mama bad. Mama beat Dada bad cuckoo. Bad Dada bad cuckoo hurt Mama. Mama no talking bad Dada bad cuckoo. Mimi no talkie bad Dada bad cuckoo.
She ran off and came back holding a photo frame from before Jimin's marriage, showing it to him. Mimi,
See Mama pretty mole.
stretched her both the hands.
Mimi no like bad Dada, bad cuckoo, scolding Mama.
Again wiped Jimin's tears and kissed on his cheeks.
Mama soft cheeks.
Touched his hair.
Mama long hair. Mimi Mama the best. Mama no listen bad Dada, bad cuckoo. Mama listen Mimi only. Mimi no lie.
Cupped Jimin's face with her tiny baby hands.
Mama listen Mimi.
Jimin's eyes softened as he looked at his daughter, where his husband and son had left him, calling him an embarrassment. His 2-year-old daughter, who couldn't barely even speak properly, was trying to make him understand that he was an embarrassment, but her mama Not ugly, but the most beautiful mom in the world. Tears started down to his face. His husband and son may have forgotten everything he had done for them, but his daughter, who stayed with him all day, from the moment she woke up until she went to sleep, who saw him working tirelessly, spinning like a wheel of day, forgetting himself to care for everyone. How could she not value and respect her mama? When Jimin had lost faith in himself and was blaming himself, his daughter stood up for him, trying to show him that the fault wasn't his but theirs, who never tried to understand him, who labeled his sacrifice as mere duty. Where his husband and son had completely broken him, his daughter stood beside him as his support. He couldn't speak, his lips trembled, tears kept falling. So many emotions flooded his heart at once that he couldn't control them. Mimi, wiping his tears again and again,
Mama, no cry, cry. Mama, cry, cry more. House water fill. Mimi, no swim.
flapped her tiny baby hands like a little bird,
Mimi, the book.
said dramatically with expression. Jimin smiled faintly at her cute expression. She was trying to say she couldn't swim but acted like she was flying. She didn't know the difference. Jimin, Mimi, flapping like that makes you fly, not swim. Mimi,
Mama, no cry, cry. Mimi, the book.
flapped her hands again quickly. Jimin, smiling, hugging her tightly. Mama won't cry. Mama won't let Mimi go to book. Mama will soon teach Mimi how to swim. Then Mimi won't do book. Now Jimin felt a little better. He picked up the photo frame Mimi had brought. He looked at it, then at himself in the mirror and said, Jimin, I have lived enough for others. After doing so much, what did I get? Humiliation? That I'm an embarrassment to my own family? Now it's enough. It's time to live for myself. It's time to become Park Jimin again from Min Jimin. He gently kissed the top of Mimi's head as he rested against his shoulder and left to guest room while carrying Mimi in his arms. Time skipped in the morning. The first time the Min mansion was very quiet. There was no shouting, no running, nothing. It was completely silent. Yoongi was sleeping and Cook stormed there. Cook, Dada, Dada, shook him harshly. Yoongi, in sleep. Let me sleep, Cookie. Go to your mama and ask whatever you need. Cook grabbed Yoongi's hand and pulled it up. Dada, get up. Yoongi looked at Cook with sleepy, mad eyes. What happened? Why are you disturbing me in this early morning? Cook, Mama isn't anywhere. Yoongi, still in sleep. What do you mean? Cook shook him with his full strength. Dada, wake up. Yoongi flinched hard. Yeah. Cook, Mama isn't in the house. Yoongi, he must be in the kitchen. Check him there. His life around there only. Cook, I already checked him there, but he wasn't there. Yoongi, then check him on the terrace or in the garden. Cook, I have already checked for him all over the house, but neither he is at home nor Mimi. Yoongi, you must not have looked for him carefully. Last night they both slept in the guest room. I myself saw them sleeping in the guest room. Come with me. They both walked towards the guest room, but it was empty. There was no sign of Jimin and Mimi. Cook. See, I have told you they both aren't here. Yoongi, while checking the washroom. Where can he go in this early morning? Yeah, maybe they are in the garden. Mimi must have awakened early and went to water the plants. They both searched for Jimin and Mimi in the entire house, but they were nowhere to be found. Now they both had started panicking. Cook found the note sticking on the fridge and gave it to Yoongi. Yoongi read it. I have fulfilled my responsibilities in this household tirelessly, without recognition, rest, or even the basic respect I deserved. I have reached a point where I can no longer continue under these circumstances. I am taking a break, away from everything and everyone here. Do not attempt to contact or search for me. Mimi is with me. Perhaps now, without my presence, you both will have the comfort and dignity you seem to believe I was denying you. You will no longer have to feel embarrassed because of me. I hope that now both of you will finally have the peace and satisfaction you were seeking. Park Jimin. Yoongi was stunned to read this. The note was formal. It didn't seem like it was written by his husband, who never complained for anything. Jimin addressed himself as Park Jimin, not as Min Jimin. But what hurt Yoongi the most was Jimin addressed himself as an embarrassment. In anger, Yoongi would always cross his limits. Most of the time, he didn't even remember what he had said. Jimin had neither ever confronted him nor questioned him, which is why Yoongi never truly realized it. He had never seen this side of Jimin before. He loved Jimin deeply and could never tolerate a single harsh word against him. He looked at Cook and said, Yoongi, embarrassment? Mad Min Jongkook versus you dare to call my husband an embarrassment? How dare you to call him that? Cook got scared and stepped back. Yes, I have said it to him, but first you called him an embarrassment. You said that he wasn't even worthy to stand beside us. He didn't look like a queen. He looked like a maid. I was so mad because he never styled like others' mom. I only followed you. Yoongi, shocked. I, I said this to him. How could I say this to him? Slipped his hands into his hair and pulled it away. Ah, why can't I remember it? Angali looked at Cook. I'm a fool, but what happened to you? Why did you call him an embarrassment? Cook. I'm your son. Mama always said it. I'm exactly like you. I was also mad in anger. I just repeated your words. Yoongi hit Cookie's head. You are truly my son, even more dumber than me. Now what are you waiting for? Go and bring my phone. We have to apologize to your mama and bring him back home. Cook quickly brought Yoongi's mobile and he called to Jimin, but Jimin left his mobile at home. He didn't bring anything with him except Mimi. Yoongi told his men to find out Jimin, and within few minutes he got Jimin's current location. Cook. Dada, where are Mama and Mimi? Yoongi, they went abroad. Cook, shocked. What? Mama went abroad and he didn't take me with him? He took Mimi? Yoongi, why would he take you with him? You called him an embarrassment. I don't understand. Why don't you stop me when I was spitting nonsense? If you had stopped me last night, your mama would have been here with us. Cook, I was also mad. I'm your son. Yungi, you don't need to remind me again and again that you are my son. Walked here and there. Without Jimin, what would we do? Cook, nothing. Taking care of the house is so easy. You said this so many times. You can take care of the house. Yungi, don't you have the slightest shame? I can't stay at home and take care of it. I need to go to the office. Cook, and I have to go to the school. Today is my very important test, but I forgot to inform Mama that I needed a new set of pens. I lost my stationery box in the school. Yungi glared at him. And you remember it now. Why didn't you tell me yesterday? Yesterday, when you went to give notes to your friend, couldn't you buy pens from the market? Cook, I'm your son, just like you. Remember everything at the last moment. I also remember it the same way. What's my fault in this? It's your fault. Yungi, shut up. Don't you dare to argue with me. Borrow the pens to your friends. Cook, what if they don't have extra pens? Yungi, then simply don't write anything. Only then you will understand the importance of things and you will never forget it. Cook, Mama never says this. Mama always buys the things, no matter how late I informed him. Yungi, stop giving me this look. Go and get ready for the school. I will buy the pens. Don't know whether any shop would be open this early in the morning or not. Left. Yungi had to go out himself to buy pens from the market while Cook went to his room to get ready. After searching almost the entire city, Yungi finally returned home with the pens, but instead of thanking him, Cook started shouting at him for being late. Yungi tried to manage things calmly. He took out his phone to order the food from outside, but then he found out that all the restaurants were on the strike and no one knew when it would end. For the first time, he had no backup, no shortcut, and no Jimin. Left with no option, Yungi went into the kitchen and tried to make breakfast. He tried to manage things the way Jimin always did, but the result was nothing like Jimin's. The food was burnt, tasteless, and barely edible. Still, both of them ate whatever they could because there was no other choice. In the rush, they left the house just like that, messy, unmanaged, unfinished. Yungi went to his office and Cook left for school. In the evening, when they came back home, they stopped at the entrance. The house was a complete mess. Things were scattered everywhere, dust, clothes, unclean floors. Nothing was in place. For the first time, the house didn't feel like home. Without saying much, both of them started cleaning. They arranged everything, tried to fix what had fallen apart, and then came the cooking. Another struggle, another failure, another reminder. By the time everything was somehow managed, it was already late at night. They were completely exhausted, and within just a few hours, both of them realized something they had never understood before. Managing a house was not easy. They were missing Jimin so badly. Time skipped after a week. A week had passed since Jimin and Mimi left the house. In just this 1 week, Yoongi and Cook had fully realized their mistake. Every time they did household chores, they were reminded of all the hurtful things they had said to Jimin. Yoongi, who always believed that Jimin just sat comfortably watching TV without any trouble, now realized that running a house wasn't less than running his mafia world. Cook missed Jimin a lot too. He used to constantly complain about why Jimin always made only one dish, but now he was stuck eating burnt and half cooked food. People say you only realize the value of someone when they are gone, and that's exactly what happened with Yoon Cook. In just 1 week, both of them gave in and immediately caught a flight and found Jimin. Jimin and Mimi were their way to a party. Yoongi and Cook were searching for them on the streets. Yoongi's men had already informed him about Jimin's location. Cook found Jimin and Mimi walking on the road like models. Everyone's eyes were only on them. They both were looking so beautiful. Yoongi and Cook ran to them and tightly hugged Jimin. Cook, Mama! Yoongi, Jimin, please forgive us and come back home with us. Jimin, pushing them away. Which Mama? Who are you two? I don't know you. Yoongi, shocked. Jimin, what are you saying? I'm your husband. Cook, and I'm your son, Mama. How can you forget me? Jimin, husband? Son? Didn't you call me an embarrassment? Jungkook shook their heads. No. Jimin, didn't you say I'm not worthy of standing beside you? That I look like a maid? Then why are you here now? Yoongi, grabbing his hand. I'm sorry, Jimin. I was very angry. I don't know how those words came out of my mouth. You know how much I love you. I could never mean that. Jimin pulled his hand away. Don't you dare to touch me. It's not that you couldn't say those words. You did. Leave my way and let me go. If a maid stands beside you too long, your king and prince status might fall. Cook grabbed Jimin's hand. Mama, please. Dad has said wrong things. Be angry at him, but at least talk to me. If you don't want to go home, that's fine. I will come with you. Looked at Yoongi. Dada, you were wrong. I'm going with Mama. Don't follow us. Jimin, where? You are no less. You hated me too, didn't you? Everyone else's mom's stylish and yours is a maid. You didn't want a maid, Mama, right? Cook, Mama, I'm just a child. It's Dad's fault. I'm like him. I'm sorry. Please forgive your Cookie. Jimin, don't act innocent. You aren't a baby anymore. You didn't want a maid, Mom, so now you don't have one. Go be happy. Yoongi, grabbing his hand again. Jimin, I know I hurt you deeply. I'm apologizing. Please give me one chance. I promise I will never happen it again. Jimin pulled him aside and yanked his hand away harshly. What should I understand? And why should I? It's been years since our marriage. Over all these years, you have said countless hurtful things to me in anger. I never answered back because I believed you didn't mean them. That was my biggest mistake. I should have stopped you back then. But I ignored it, and Dad gave you the courage to go so far as to call me an embarrassment. There is no doubt you love me. I have never questioned your love, but what's the use of love when there is no respect? Did you love me or my beauty? You said I always embarrass you, that I bring you down. I didn't know wearing simple clothes could lower your status. Clothes are for comfort, not for showing off. If I really wanted to embarrass you, I wouldn't have quietly left that day. I could have slapped you right there and shut up your mouth. Did you ever once try to understand why I didn't wear the outfit you gave me? Show the bag he was holding. You always complained about this bag, why I carry it everywhere. But did you ever try to know why? It's not just any bag, it has Mimi's clothes, wet wipes, her bottle, everything she needs. Do you even know how difficult it is to go out with a small child? Mimi falls more than she walks. You always need spare clothes. I'm not ashamed to carry this bag anywhere. It's for my daughter. She matters more to me than any party or fashion. And yes, I agree I should have dressed according to your status, but that outfit was too heavy. I wouldn't have been able to handle Mimi in it. I choose comfort over luxury and I don't regret it. I changed my entire life for you, and in return, I hear that I'm just an embarrassment for you. Yungi, you can't even imagine how much that hurt me. Don't expect any forgiveness from me. I can never forgive you for that. But now it's enough. I have decided I won't think about anyone else anymore. I will live my life on my own terms. I have fulfilled my duties as a husband and a parent. Now I want to live for myself. There is no value in sacrificing your happiness. It only turns you into a doormat, and I refuse to be one anymore. Chungi fell onto his knees. I'm sorry. I had no idea I hurt you this much. Please, Jimin. Cook kneeled. I'm sorry, Mama. You aren't an embarrassment. You are the best, Mama. Please forgive us. Mimi had been silently listening the whole time and she was furious. She spotted a police officer, ran to him, and dragged him over. Mimi
Police uncle, bad people.
lifted her tiny baby finger to Jungkook.
Disturb Mimi, Mama. Arrest them.
Officer, rest. Mimi, showing her tiny fist.
Arrest them.
Officer, oh, you mean arrest them? Mimi, nodding eagerly.
Yes, arrest them.
Yoongi, shocked. Mimi, what are you saying? I'm your dada. Cook, and I'm your cuckoo. Officer, why are you disturbing them? Yoongi stood up. Officer, he's my husband and she's my daughter. They are just upset. It's a family matter. Cook, holding Jimin's hand. Mama, say something. Mimi pushed Cook away.
No, Mama, only Mimi. No baggers. Bagger, no badges. Mama, Mimi.
Cook, shocked. What? Bagger? You're embarrassed of us? Mimi, nodding.
Yes, baggers. Mimi, badges.
Opened a tiny sling bag, gave them a coin.
Bagger, no disturb Mimi, Mama.
grabbed Jimin's hand.
Let's go, Mama. Party, party, yeah.
Jimin, looking at Yoongi. This is what happens when you speak carelessly in front of kids. They learn the same. Are you satisfied now? Don't bother me, Yoongi. I seriously need a break. If I want to return home, I will come my own. Until then, enjoy handling the house. It's very easy work, right? No stress, no headache, nothing. Left with Mimi. Yoongi, Jimin, cook.
Mama.
Officer raised his stick. Don't disturb them. If I see you disturbing them, I will arrest both of you. Sometimes love isn't enough. When respect is missing, a homemaker's work is often unseen, mistaken for routine, never recognized as sacrifice. Meals appear, rooms stay in order, life keeps moving, quietly held together by someone who is often taken for granted. But the truth is simple: when they are absent, the home feels it instantly. They are not just managing the house, they are the pillar holding it all up. So respect them, value their unseen sacrifices, acknowledge their quiet strength, appreciate them while they are still being present. Before silence teach what presence was worth. A home is built by love but sustained by equal respect and shared responsibility. Those who manage a household and raise children are not servants, they are silent pillars of the family. Respect is not optional, it's a foundation of love, family, and dignity. When someone gives their whole life to others, they deserve gratitude, not humiliation. Words spoken in anger can break hearts, but realization often comes when silence replaces that care. The end. Author's note. That's it for today. I hope you all liked it. It was the requested story for one shot. I hope I didn't disappoint you. Sometimes we forget to appreciate the homemakers in our lives, those who work tirelessly day and night without complaints or excuses. They put aside their own needs just to keep us happy, never asking for anything in return. But after giving so much of themselves, what do they often receive? Silence, or worse, disrespect and humiliation. Just because they don't express their pain doesn't mean they don't feel it. Words can hurt more than we realize. Learn to value and respect them before it's too late. Their place in our lives is irreplaceable. No one else can ever truly fill it. I hope you all enjoyed it. We will meet soon with new story. Till then, take care of yourself. Love you all. If you like this story, then please do like, subscribe, share, and comment. I assure you that you will never gonna regret on your decision. Thanks for watching.